Hello and welcome to 369Forecast.com's video on trading with the trend using Woody's CCI indicator. First, let's check what data lines we have. We have 2 years of data plotted here, 5 minutes and 66 minutes. And we have disabled the visibility of the data line number 2, which is 66 minutes, but we have placed an indicator on that, the bottom one. Let's look at the studies. So you can see here, the first one has setting of on data line 2. Data line 2 is 66 minutes. We have settings of 33, 50, and 90 vibration numbers. And the default for the top one, which is sitting on the operational chart of 5 minutes, execution chart, 14,625. You can adjust these as well, depending on how fast you want to trade. Now, this is the setup. Now, the simple idea is that we have higher time frame and higher frequency set up on the higher time frame, and we are going to take the bets in the direction of the higher trend. We are not using the bottom higher time frame oscillator as a reversal tool, but as a trend tool. When this line, blue line, which is also represented by the histogram, is below this zero line, we are going to take shorts only. When it is green, take longs only. So let's go back in time. This is almost 521, more than a year and a half. So let's check it out. First of all, let's just have a visual impact how the bottom one is working for last 2 years, right? This is almost at 20, end of 20, so almost 2 years back. So let's first look at that if the trends are making any sense using this indicator. Are we getting some value from it or not? So what we're going to do, we'll stay in the drawing mode and we are going to mark it. I'm going to mark what you see here at the bottom. I'll just mark it on this high, low, and high to high, high to low, and then we will try to see how we can enter this potentially. Now there are very sophisticated methods we can use to do things, but this is just a test of Woody CCI as a effective way to trade in the right direction. All right, so right here it went down. We don't know. We'll see only when the one bar went down, right? Somewhere, I'll just put it roughly somewhere here. It went down and it stayed down until this. It is still down, still down, still down, still down. I'm looking at the blue line. It did not cross anywhere until this point, right? There we go. Starting from here to here, we had a downtrend. Now, the color has shifted or not, that's a different story, but look at the blue line oscillator. Based on our settings, what we have. So here we can see it went up. At this point, we will know it went up, or sometime here we will know. So somewhere here we know it went up till this point, and then it came down, right? So something happened here, then it went down for some small time, and then it went up again here for a while. So let's check it out. Okay, still going long. Let's keep it marked. So until this point, it was showing longs only. Okay, and then here we have short bias coming up till right here. Then we shift it to the long bias up till roughly here. I'm just putting some rough, how the oscillator is depicting what direction we should be going after, right? So down here and keep going along here. long, all the way here. Now this could be a dip exit here. So we can just say it is here. Then it went and it started again going long. So you got the idea. You can just see it here. All right, and then let's hit the downside. And then see. So now you see how this higher time frame. Now you can go to multiple time frames on daily also, 4 hour also. But you know that is depending on what you do with your trading and how you do it. Okay. So where have we reached so far? We only came a month into the system, but you got the idea, right? All right. If you want, just have an idea. So I am putting this here so we don't have to worry about missing things when we do the second part of the equation. So this is what you should do. Block your long and short entries based on the higher time frame. There's no guarantee how far it will move or not. So the extreme lines are 200 plus 200. Again, reversals are no guaranteed that it will stay on 200 and bounce back. That is why the higher time frame are good to use as an trend momentum scenario. Now this logic works for any indicator. And sometimes what you can do, if you know how to code, you can program the indicators to add volume. And that's why you'll find few of the money flow index or on balance volume. They use volume and price. Some indicator use volume and price together. All right, so that should be enough for us to see this is the direction we want to trade. Based on what we observed in the long-term CCI. All right, so we have gone 2 months, so this you can go for years and years and check it out. So now this is 1/4, and we started. Yeah, almost like month and a half. But you got the idea. I can keep going. But that's not the point of this, right? Okay, so this is the point we already established. Now, the second point is how do we use it to enter the system? Now, if you're a day trader or if you are a short-term trader or swing trader for multi-days, you can adjust this execution chart from bottom can be 4 hours, top can be 15 minutes, or it can be 1 hour, 30 minutes, right? So now it will make sense for us to, if we want to stick with CCI alone, if you want to make this faster or slower, you can do that here as well. So let's say you think this is going to be good for 29 length, or keep the same length what we have. So either way, based on the instrument, 33, 50, 90, let's try that same thing here. 33, 50, 90. Just to slow things a bit. So if you want to go that route, this is what it is. So you can slow it down. And our interest will be just trading when this momentum has shifted along in the direction of the lower momentum. So you can also use some line breaks along with this. So again, as I said, if you have a longer cycles, try to use this as a momentum, not as reversal. If it goes to very extreme levels, and that's fine, but you have to test it out. But let's stick with the momentum and the divergence part of it. So let's first look at the momentum. And we just go forward a little bit and see where the entries will come back. And we'll just point it there. So here, momentum is short. This is already short for us, right? So this also got short, but you don't know where the short is going to begin. So the short, this one obviously is going to come faster. earlier than this guy, right? So now, were we able to catch this using this setting, right? So that's what we need to check. Answer is no. So we don't have that option here, right? So if you stick back to now, this is let's go with this approach that we want this momentum to be established first, and then we go with this momentum to come and give us the direction in the direction. Okay, so this one happened before, so it has to go up and reset. So it has to go up and come down, reset, right? So reset happened here, and reset happened here. Reset means when this guy came below zero. It happened here, right there. So let's look at down charts only. Will they work or not is a different story. All right, there we go. Again, still it is down, right? So it is still down. So there we go. Now it is, this line is still down. So we're gonna keep taking shots only. And this is one, right? And this is again on one. So you got the idea. And we'll keep going and testing this and saying, okay, is this setting good for me or not? Obviously, you can program all this. And this was this one right here. When it flips one bar later, you will enter the close. One bar later at the close. Oh, this is how indicators are gonna work. That's all there is to it. Now we're gonna flip the long side. This is already long. This is already long. So we need this guy. This will obviously happen first because this is faster. This is gonna establish itself a little later. So here is already it is already established. So we can go long here also. And then reset long here. Now this is good for scalping few points. Here somewhere you'll go. Here it came down and came back up again here. All right. So this is one approach. There's nothing stopping us to change the settings if you don't like this or if you have different ideas. So let's say CCL length of, now this is 5 minutes. We can go much faster. We can go 9, 29, 50. We can go to 14, that's fine, right? So if you go with that setting, now if you go to a shorter settings, the test statistics prove that then you could potentially use these highs and lows of the system in the direction of the higher time frame trend. So here we have settings of minus 100, plus 100, minus 200, plus 200. So in that approach, if you have this, now this is just acting as a pullback now. So either you treat this as a pullback entry in the higher time frame trend, or you do divergence, or you use double momentum, as we just discussed double momentum, right? Now, if you what if you want to do pullback? So this is zero line. Above this is long. So now we have to look at this. When this oscillator becomes at minus 100, this is positive. So we're gonna go long only, as you can see here. Now I can say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go long on pullbacks on this entry of minus 200. Minus 200, minus 200, minus 200, minus 200 in the direction of the higher time frame trend. So in that case, so let's look at this entries, maybe just 1 or 2 days. You got the idea. Let's pick any day. Let's maybe pick the latest volatility. Let's not go back too far. Let's go to the current system in the current equation. Now again, we're discussing how to play Woody's CCI if somebody wants to play it with this approach, right? Okay, so let's go in the last few days. Again, the rule says if this is above this blue line, I can just make it fatter also. Okay, if this is above the zero line, go long only. And where will you take long? When this oscillator, now this is becoming like a pure oscillator, when this goes down to minus 100 or 200. Okay, so let's mark where this happened on starting on this day. Now, if you see this one more line here, this is faster line, and then this is histogram. This is histogram is also actually a line only. So let me make that into a line. So you can see this is what it is. Actually, this is what you see. I just converted it into histogram on the bottom. I forgot to tell you that. So here in the bottom, his CCI is now converted into a histogram. That's why you see this histogram. So do that. Okay, so my interest is I want to just do a extreme pullback and I will patiently wait for it in the direction and I'll use this blue line. What is this blue line? TCCI. Okay. What is the code? I can send the code. Oh, there we go. So our system has been established where momentum is shifted and there is a fresh shift in the momentum. I'll wait for CCI to go to 200 or below when it happened here. So this is your actually your entry point somewhere here. And how will you enter it? Obviously, you can do something with the trend line. Let's say, okay, if this is going on, it will keep on going. Let me draw some trend line and follow it, a bar offset a little bit like this. It should break at least one green bar, or you can say, hey, this condition is met here. Let me see at least one green bar, and at the close, I will do it, right? So those are tactical entries. All right, so this was the entry. How about this one? This blue one again came here and also touched here. Let it go below, and you can start looking at some entries at this point, right? And this is the second point. And for this day, nothing else was established. Okay, next day, same problem or the same solution will apply to the problem. Here it touched, here it touched, and here it touched, and here it touched. Touched means it went below 200. And we are gonna still stay long only. So let me mark those areas. Right here, you can just see it. We don't know if it's gonna win or not, but we know that a condition is established for us to right here somewhere go long and short, right? So long only. So this day also, next day, same thing. So now this may have happened or not, did not really clearly go down, but it's way early morning or late night anyways. All right, that's fine. Now this day, did we get any long trade? Only thing could have happened is like this, you touched it and you went long at the green bar. Okay. Now again, as I said, fresh cross are good. It's high risk also high profit, right? As momentum has been going long and long and long, it's getting tired. 3, 4 days up, 3, 4 days down, right? Now it's shifted below zero. Now I want this guy to be on the top side, 200. Now can go on 100 too, but 200 is that's the rule we have made. So no trade. Unfortunately, no trade here at all until on this day, anyways. On the short side, right? You have to just be patient. Okay, this is the rule which came that you to short it. Now this is before the CCI report came in, but let's mark it. Conditions were there here, and conditions were there here to take shots. Okay, and now can you pick the direction of CCI big reports once a month, which happens like 3, 4 times a year? Two, three times a month you get big reports, big moves like this. You can do it, yeah, but not like with this. We have different approach for that. But anyway, so now the momentum has shifted to the long side again. So we had maybe you could have taken this touch. This was two clear touches, and then I think you should stay away from this during that time frame. Oops. We can. Okay, and now the momentum has shifted to the long side. So where did the long come? Long came here, right? On 100, but it never touched 200. It touched 200 next day in the early morning. So let's look at that. Right here it came, obviously, and then right here it came. Two longs came, right? Those shots. So this is how you can bias the trade and do the pullback entry using technicals, right? So this is the second case where we do the different settings on the inputs, make it faster, and then you use this pullbacks, 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 pullbacks. So this is all pullback, pullback, pullback areas, right? And I think extreme pullbacks are better. You got this panic move down, pullback in the direction of higher momentum and CCI, then we trade for one trend line break or one green bar. And it's all about risk management, how you manage that trade after that. Okay, so this day it's all short only. So we can keep going like this forever, right? So just do let's do one more day. Let's try any random day. This is the day. This is going on short, short, short. So let's try this. This is obviously a short. You don't even have to look at the price. This is alone. So what you should do is shut off this price and then disable the price visibility and then go and just mark the bottoms and see if you are reading the indicator properly or not, right? So let's try that quickly. So depending on the system, if I hide it, let's see what happens. Okay, it's hidden now, right? So that's all you need to do. You just don't look at the price and see if your indicator test is good. Short. Okay, I will short here somewhere. Based on my rule, I will short here. Based on the rules, I will short here. I will short here. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I think my rules are being configured properly, right? So these are the charts. Let's do one more day because we are not looking at the price. Let's look at this. So this is going to be longs only. So there is a long here. There's a long here. A long here. We'll see. We'll open up the price and see if it works or not works. There we go. Long here, long here. This is short, so this is going to be a short here. Now again, as I said, when it flips fresh, first pullbacks are nice. Then it becomes tired. So let's just do this. Pullback, pullback, pullback. Longs. This is all longs only. And this is a short. Short, right? Okay, that's enough. This is how you can go back in 1 year and build the confidence. 2 years, 5 years. It just not take more than 3-4 hours, and then you are fully satisfied with the approach, or you're not. You reject it or accept it, right? That's all system testing is. And then if you're satisfied, you can go back and test 20 years using some programming efforts. So go here, and I think I will enable line 1 again and see our pickup was correct or not. We don't know. We shall see. So here, without looking at the price, we were able to pick the bottom here, right? Not even look at the price because we're following the rules. Now this one failed. That's fine. The conditions were right. It went down to again it came back down. Boom. But finally it worked, right? And it worked here beautifully. Okay, this is again a long, as I said, as longer it gets tired. Now you start seeing some failures coming, and this is a failure, right? Now the trend changed. Fresh first touch, first pullback, second pullbacks are very strong. Remember this buzzword. First pullbacks or first touch of technology, which we'll talk about it later, is very fine. There we go. Boom, boom. This is also there. This is also there, right? But you got the idea how it is working without looking at the price. So we also marked something on the bottom also. Let's check those. So this one worked. This one we have long, right? So shorts, longs, longs. So we're picking up things effectively because in the direction of momentum. So this is how the package number 2 can be worked out. Whether we go with momentum and momentum, or we go with momentum and pullbacks. Now the last part is the divergences. And when we say divergences, it should be very strong divergence. Very, very strong. Those are used very heavily. The only way technicals really work is by using divergences actually on the strength. The strength is diverging, volume is diverging, divergence is the key. So how do we handle that divergence, right? So the question is, divergence should also be in the direction of the higher momentum because we have established we will not do anything outside of the higher time frame direction. That's the bottom line. Now the question is, how do I enter it? Is there any better effective entry where I can see a slingshots going up in the direction, right? So there can be positive divergence, there could be a negative divergence. So let me remove it. Now this divergence trades will not happen on daily basis. And I think you're trading options or ES future options or something else. This is a really good way of doing it. Now this should be very clear divergence, not forced divergence. So let's look at this. Momentum is on the long only, okay? I want price to go lower low and oscillator to stay at the same price or even go higher higher, right? So there we go. Now it should be very clear. Now this is a very clear down. And this is oscillator is not moved down that much, right? It's almost same price. It's not really diverging the way I expect it to be, but same price. This is very clear divergence, but in the direction of the trend defined by the bottom part. So this is one thing you can look at. Okay, hey, price really diverged, but look at the CCI. It should have been picked up like this. It was really following here. It should have been somewhere here, right? Here somewhere, gone down somewhere, way down. It is not, right? So this is where you have to look for only one thing. That's it. Look for one and only one thing. Is there any other divergence? So this is also again a divergence. See this? Now this is a little better because this was almost same, a little lower, but this was really better, right? You can just clearly see it. Okay. So this day you got one or two trades. Now it's not going to happen every day. As I said, divergence is only created by big players who are accumulating and distributing. Price has to go higher high. Now if you want to do, now this is a short only, so I want it to go higher high. Oscillator not to do that, and it should be very clear. So what we can do is also add something called zigzag. Oh my God. Okay, it's recording. I was wondering if it is recording or not. What happened here? Indicator is loading, but let's check it out. So now this is going down. You're looking at price to go higher high, and this guy to go lower low. And it should be in the direction of the trend. The trend is down only. So we are only going to look for divergence in the short direction. So here, can you see any divergence? This is a peak, higher high, extremely. Look at this, oscillator lower low. So this is the area of taking short. Okay, higher higher. Now this is a higher high. This is a lower low. This is again a short area in the direction of the trend. So you got trades here as well because we wanted to go short only and we were wanting to show short if the loss of momentum. Now, again, this CCI is one way. You can do the same thing with RSI, same thing with MACD. Any technical indicator, you can use the same approach of multi-time frame. And that does the trick. Now I'm loading this indicator, let it finish. Now this is going to show us the zigzag and the volume at these levels as well because we want to see loss of volume. Alright, so I added something here which counts the volume for every zigzag as well. Obviously you don't need it. Again, this number of volume is also not optimized with the secret volume of the instrument. But you can see the point we're trying to make, right? And the point is very clear here. We were saying we are looking for divergence. And we see, okay, we need a fast move. We don't need a small move, right? Fast move. Very high move. This is where they're flushing the things and giving us a wrong sentiment. It's going to go forever. Only if it is high newsworthy reflection and power. If not, it's not. So now if you observe this point where we have the CCI, 41,000 contracts were traded here from here to here in the multiple of 10,000 with the frequency of 5. Don't worry about all what this means. See the numbers. And in the second point where we see we are testing if there is any potential divergence, which it is, look at the numbers, 11,000. So this bigger move, if you look at the move, right? This whole move from here took 40,000 contracts, right? And if this higher move was really real, right here, it went up, a lot of pressure was there, 40,000 contracts to move this swing height. From here, the swing height, you can see here, it moved a little higher, obviously, but look at the number of contracts. So there's a loss of contract also, volume momentum, contract momentum, right? So less people participated in this. So we got a double confirmation of the divergence. Now also there's something called reflection principles where at what points the things change. So you can see here 11,000 here, 11,000 here, right? See this 11,000, boom, boom. Now this is a very advanced principles about volume reflection, and there's also counting going on. As also said, I haven't really tuned this volume to the ES volume requirements, but you got the idea. So if I see this number 11,000, 11,000 also, pretty much same number showing up on both sides, but I see a loss of volume. I see divergence. This is a very good area to really go heavy, right? Heavy means whatever your heaviness is. We're moving 100 points. So you need to trade slow. But again, it all was driven by the higher time frame momentum, divergence lookout, loss of volume, reflection on the same number. Yep. It's also like in the rhythm of 5. There's a lot of advanced application. Let's not get into it. Okay, so let's look at maybe one more example. Oops. This is a customized zigzag. Again, so now this was one thing. Loss of volume is also, as I was trying to measure the height of it. Risk reward is also another one. Let's just talk about it quickly. Again, you don't have the tools, so you can't really worry about it too much. What you need to worry about is, okay, I see a divergence. Very clear divergence. which is here. And you can use some kind of volume. You can look into your volume indicators you may have in your portfolio. You can see here this effort 29,000 made here, and this one huge thing, right? 33,000 also came here, right? Almost again, we can't be precisely with precise numbers like these. It'll be 29. If I tune the numbers, it'll be like pretty close, right? If there were like 60,000 contracts here, oh, okay, a lot of sellers came in, but it was not the case. Last swing, 29, this swing almost same. It went a little below, but there's not real huge sellers coming in. If I had like 20 here and 50 here, I'd be worried that they will go up a little bit and crash it, right? It didn't happen that way. But we were looking for momentum in the long side and the divergence to start with, and we found it. So that is how we can investigate the patterns. Pullback using the frequency, momentum to momentum, and then momentum to divergence. So the three patterns you can apply on any technical indicator. They'll have the same results all the time. Now there's no divergence. I'm looking at any divergence I see very clearly. It should be very clear. You don't have to force it. Right? Higher, high, higher, high. There's no divergence. It should be extremely clear divergence. I'm looking in the direction of momentum only. So let's pick any random day right here. And then we can close this topic. So let's apply some rules. Here, momentum is down, so I'm looking for short only. At 200 level, it happened here, it happened here. You can just see right there. Right, so it came here. Now this was a little bit tricky and difficult to trade. Okay, so now the next thing is divergence. Do I see divergence? Here between here and here. Contracts obviously low. Momentum is down, so I'm looking to go down only. So I'm looking at the top to top only, divergence. I think I should make this blue a little visible. Okay. So now there's no guarantee this is going to work forever or whatnot, but I think this is the right approach, which I think professionals take. So I'm sharing this with you. All right. So this was, let's do this quickly. This was on the high side now, long side. Entry happened here. Again, it happened middle of the night, unfortunately, but it still worked out. This one did not work out. And then here, now again, you'll be challenged when the momentum is shifting. There will be obviously some challenges to deal with. So this was a short, just pure on that short only. This is also short only. This is also short only. This is also short only. As you can see, as time is moving forward, shorts are not working. That's why I said first short is the most powerful short. First divergence is very powerful divergence. So you can see from here to here, and here at the top, here's the bottom, and you can just see there's a clear divergence. So divergence worked out in the direction of the short. So that concludes our assessment of how to effectively use the inbuilt out-of-the-box technical indicators. And then there's a principle of divergence, principle of pullback. So this is a pullback long, right? Now, again, you may have to come with a rule based on how you have set up the settings. You may see the oscillator is only going to 100, and you may have confidence, okay, hey, you know what, I will go anywhere between 100 and 200. I don't have to wait for 200. If you want to wait for 200, it's right here, right? It's right here. 100 happened here, so 200 is here. So momentum is up. It waited all the way till 8 o'clock, pushed down. Got some divergence also a little bit, but this was the entry area, right? It's not gonna give you tick. This is not for tick trading, unfortunately. The second one was here, 200. So one here, one here. So it works. So this is the only way technicals will work. There's no other way. Now this one, there are two oscillators here. This one, momentum shifted to the top. You waited, you waited, you waited. This guy came down. You can go on long. Now, according to the rule, this also is a long because you can see here it went below. Right, touched here. This one is a failure. Now this one is success. Overall, you should have success in the system. Otherwise, system is not useful, right? How about this guy? Momentum shifted right here above zero. First pullback right there. Boom. So first pullbacks, you can use it in the direction of the trend. And let's look for divergence here and let's close the video. So is there any divergence here? I'm looking for divergence in the long direction only because shifted here. Is there divergence in the long direction? No, there's no divergence here. Price has to be lower low very clearly. It's not. This could be divergence, but let's see. Momentum has shifted now. So momentum was in the middle of the shift, like this is sideways chop, but if it was reading, because this will only shift the reading at end of this bar, so it will be still somewhere hanging up there. So now this one is very clear, right? Two lower lows, extreme difference between lower lows. This also went lower low. So this actually is not really a divergence because they both went lower low. So this is not a divergence, even though it looks like it. It's not. It is simply a pullback here and pullback here. So this is actually a pullback entry, but you should be only trading the, as I said, first one, second one, third one onwards. Just be careful. It is going to give you some false signals. So if you get for a given day, if you get one or two good trades using this technicals, then you're good. This is a perfect entry right there. This is the area. Now this is not going to give you the tick and this and that. You have to use some trend lines. You can use something else, but you know the direction you want to go. And this is how you are using CCI to accomplish that mission. This is here, long, pretty clear, right? Long came here, it went down a little bit few times, but it eventually worked out, right? So this is where you have to give the trade room to work. So that's why I trade options, because I don't care. I made up my mind. I don't care. Boom, boom, boom. I can hedge options with other options. I'm only looking for like 50-point moves. Here, if you do ES things, you may have to fine tune this area with other methods. Thank you very much.